What if you could live forever? Not just for a long time, but truly forever. No aging, no decline, just endless life. Most people would say that's impossible. And for nearly every animal on Earth, it is. But there is one creature that breaks the rules. And no, it's not a jellyfish. Let's meet the immortal creature that actually exists. The false myth of the immortal jellyfish. You may have heard of the immortal jellyfish, Turritopsis dohrani. It's famous for being able to reverse its life cycle, turning back into a baby after reaching adulthood. And yes, that's real. In theory, it could do this forever. But here's the catch. In practice, almost none of them do. They get eaten. They get sick. They drift into hostile waters. Their immortality is biological potential, not a guarantee. So while it's fascinating, it's not the animal we're talking about today. Enter the Hydra. The real champion of near immortality is a creature so small and so humble that you've probably never given it a second thought. It's called the Hydra. Yes, named after the mythical many-headed serpent. But the real Hydra is a tiny freshwater animal, barely a centimeter long, with a tube-shaped body and a ring of tentacles. It looks like a microscopic alien, and it has a superpower that has stunned biologists for decades. It doesn't seem to age. What does no aging mean? Aging, what scientists call senescence, is the gradual deterioration of your body over time. Your cells stop dividing as well. Your DNA accumulates damage. Your risk of disease goes up. Eventually, you die. Most animals age. Dogs, elephants, humans, even whales. But hydras? In study after study, researchers have found no increase in mortality rate over time. A hydra that is 10 years old has the same chance of dying as a hydra that is 1 year old, or 20 years old, or as far as we know, 1,000 years old. In one famous experiment, scientists observed hydras for over 8 years and found 0 signs of aging. Their fertility didn't decline. Their cells didn't break down. They just kept going. How do they do it? Hydras achieve this trick through 3 main strategies. First, endless regeneration. Hydras are packed with stem cells, lots of them. These cells can constantly divide and replace any damaged or old tissue. If you cut a hydra into pieces, each piece grows into a complete new hydra. That's how powerful their regeneration is. Second, no cellular senescence. In most animals, cells can only divide a certain number of times before they stop, a limit called the Hayflick limit. Hydras don't seem to have this limit. Their cells just keep dividing forever without accumulating the damage that leads to aging. Third, constant self-renewal. Hydras are basically a fountain of youth made of tentacles. They shed their cells constantly and replace them with fresh, new ones. Every few weeks, a hydra is essentially a brand new animal. It doesn't accumulate the wear and tear that we do. So why aren't hydras everywhere? If hydras are immortal, why hasn't the world been taken over by hydras? Simple, they still die, just not from old age. Hydras get eaten by fish, crushed by rocks, poisoned by pollution, or starve when food runs out. In a perfect, safe laboratory environment, they might live indefinitely. But in the wild, predators and bad luck get them long before time does. So they're not truly immortal in practice, but they are negligibly senescent. They don't grow weaker or more likely to die as they get older. And that is astonishing. What does this mean for us? Scientists are studying hydras intensely because their biology challenges everything we think we know about aging. If we can understand how hydras keep their stem cells perfect forever, how they avoid DNA damage, how they renew tissues without limit, we might learn things that could help extend human health span. We probably won't become immortal. Humans are incredibly complex, with brains, hearts, and specialized organs that can't just be replaced like a hydra's tentacles. But we might learn to slow aging, to repair damage better, to live longer, healthier lives. The bigger picture. The hydra is a quiet reminder that the rules of life aren't as fixed as they seem. Evolution doesn't care about aging. It only cares about passing on genes. For hydras, living in a dangerous, predator-filled world, there was no pressure to evolve a limited lifespan. So they just didn't. For us, aging is real. But it's also something we're beginning to understand, and maybe one day to treat. So the next time you hear about immortal jellyfish, remember the real champion, the tiny, tentacled, unkillable hydra, living its quiet, endless life at the bottom of a pond. Not bothering anyone, just not dying.